Hello, friends. Welcome back. All right. So I did a bit of experimenting this week. I received a couple of messages from people who have been using different apps and are experiencing the same kind of file size discrepancies that I am. Now, if you follow me on Twitch or if you follow me on Facebook, you will know that over the past couple of probably like a month now, I've been having an issue where I create my planners the way I always have in Keynote. I export them at 1024 by 1024 squares, obviously, because that is the size that works for me. It's the size I'm used to. And on export into full PDFs, they work on any screen. So I always use them in Goodnotes. Whenever I test other apps, I had been pulling them in just standard import from files or whatever. Zero problems. So in November of 2021, Zinnia announced that they were going to be doing PDF imports as an option. And I contacted them and I was like, what's a girl gotta do to get on the ground floor of this? And they invited me onto their beta team, which I was so super excited about. So I had access to import planners directly into Zinnia. So, of course, the first thing I did was I pulled in my December planner because, again, this was mid-November. I wasn't looking to jump ship in the middle of the month. So I pulled in the following month's daily extreme planner. And I noticed right away that my fonts were really, really small. And I was like, what the freak? So why is it doing that? And then it occurred to me, yo, Jenna, font size doesn't change. The planner size had to have changed. So I did a bit of testing, and when I pulled in a portrait style planner, it 1-to-1 was perfectly fine. Same thing with a landscape planner, 1-to-1, perfectly fine. Import, export, same settings. But with square planners, for some reason, Zinnia was pulling them in at 1024 by 1024 and expanding them to, I believe it was 3066 squared. I'll confirm that. But yeah, every single time I would pull in a square planner, it would make it bigger. Now, I double checked, and Zinnia's standard, if you make a new planner and make it square, put something on there, export it as an image, that is the size that their planners are normally. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just expanding mine to fit what they expect, or the program expects to be the size of a square page. Which, okay, fine. I sent a message off to the developers. I was like, yeah, guys, this thing is happening. And the reason that it's a problem, or could become a problem, is because typically when you export a page that is nearly 3 times the size, you're going to have larger file sizes. And as we've seen in Goodnotes, Metamoji, NoteShelf, Notability, as we've seen across the board with all these other planner apps, when you start dealing with planners that are more than, say, a month long, keep going, Jenna. When you deal with planners that are larger sized, apps start crashing, files start getting misplaced, corrupted, lots of issues start to happen. So I was like, you guys, you need to be aware of this. This is a problem, or it could become a problem for you when people start complaining that their planners are getting lost, corrupted, or that the app is not functional. They've been very open to it. They're like, can you repeat this? Can you show us how this is happening? Yes, absolutely. I've sent them screen captures. And as of this point, even now today, I have not gotten any concrete reason as to why it's happening. I'm assuming they're still testing because they're still communicating and asking me for further information. Well, guess what? Today, out of curiosity, I was like, okay, let's see, is this a Zinnia problem, or is this something that's happening across the board and we just don't know it? Because what got me thinking about this was Jay had sent me, hi Jay, had sent me a screen capture a couple of weeks back showing different size discrepancies in Procreate. And I was like, I don't get it. Why would it do that? Procreate, it's never done that to me before. But what got me like, okay, I need to look into this, was because I imported my January, or rather my 2022 planner into Goodnotes, same as I always do. And it did the same thing, you guys, because I was, and I didn't notice it right away. I noticed it literally yesterday because I wanted to try one of my standard square layouts. I wanted to turn it on its side and try planning with it that way, just for something different. So I exported it, and then as an image, like I always do, and I imported it onto the following page, like, import page or whatever. And it was the size that I expected. So the rest of the entire planner had been expanded. And I was like, what the freak is going on? Why does this keep happening? So then I went, your girl's got some notes here, okay? I went on the hunt this morning. I was like, I need to figure this out. What the heck is going on? And obviously, as much intel as I can find is going to be helpful for the developers who are like, Jenna, what did you break? Because I'm like, it's not me. So, okay. I took the same planner, you guys, the exact same planner, which was my 2022 planner. It is in square format, created in Keynote on my MacBook Pro. On creation, I set my custom slide size to 1024 by 1024. Excuse me. And on export, confirmed 1024 by 1024. Okay. So when I pulled it into Zinnia, and I'm going to pop over here probably, I'm going to pop these screen captures up on the screen so that you guys can see what the information is showing. Now, Zinnia, again, as I expected, created a 3336 by 3336 document. Now, I used the same page for each, okay, which is the first page of the planner, which is just the January blank page with numbers. This is all flattened in Keynote and is not linked, okay? Another distinction, this is not linked. My planners are not linked. So Zinnia created it at that size at 11 megapixels, okay? Or 370 kilobytes. So then I went into Note Shelf. Note Shelf, you guys, is the only one that maintained the correct file size. Out of all of the apps I messed with, literally the only one. And I was like, Note Shelf? Really? Note Shelf of all of them? Okay. And this one was 66 kilobytes. So I went over to Zoom Notes. Zoom Notes did something totally crazy that I was not expecting, okay? Zoom Notes created it at 1488 by 2266. So it took away my square aspect and created some dang crazy thing, and it is 124 kilobytes. So then we went to Goodnotes, and look what Goodnotes did. It made it bigger than Zinnia. What? What the frick? Like, this is the very first time I've ever seen Goodnotes do this, okay? So, I mean, I'm not trying to, I don't know. I'm shocked. I've never seen this happen with Goodnotes. I don't know. We'll get into this. Okay, so Goodnotes, and 447 kilobytes. Now, this was Exodo. Exodo apparently does not have an option to export as a JPEG, so I could not test, confirm, or deny what Exodo's doing to my planners. There's a reason I don't use that app. And then we had, I went to Metamoji just to say that I covered the gambit of the apps that I have. And this crazy thing, 4096 by 4096. You guys. I don't get it. I don't understand. Number one, you create documents at a certain size for a certain reason. I don't feel like apps should be changing the sizes of your documents. Like, what is that, right? It explains a lot. This is going under the assumption that this has been happening under my nose the entire time. I don't know that it has. I hadn't noticed that it was, but let's pretend that it has been. This explains a lot of why I get messages saying, hey, Jenna, I bought these stickers from fill in the blank shop and they look really pixely. And then I go in and I open them and I'm like, yo, they look fine on my screen. So now I have to wonder, okay, does it just arbitrarily add a number? Like, is it just picking a size? I'm gonna do a little live test here. Obviously, I don't have my iPad up here, but I'm just gonna try this because I have all of these apps. These were all done on my iPad Mini 6. All of these tests were done here. because I don't have a lot of planner stuff on here yet. I'm still waiting on Zinnia. I don't have a lot of planner stuff on here yet because this is a new tablet and I wanted to have something that didn't have a lot of document import history, so there wouldn't be any like tweaked data. I just wanted to be as, I guess, start fresh as I could be. So let's go into here, productivity and finance. Let's do, oh goodness, let's do notability, because why not? So I'm going to import a file. I know this is probably really boring right now. Files, and then the 2022 planner, creating it as a new note, import, and then I'm going to export just this one page. Format, image, page range 1, and then share, save image. Okay, so let's pop in here real quick. This one, $24.99 by $2,500. What the hell? Why is it doing this? So I'm gonna save this screen capture so that I can send it to you guys or show it right here so you can see it. But I don't understand. Like, now it makes me question, okay, is this a new Apple problem? Right? Like, did something change in an operating system update that is affecting all of these apps? I don't have these answers. I don't know. I'm still as confused as I'm sure a lot of these developers are. But I did want to make this video to let you guys know, and anyone affiliated with these apps who is watching, this is a problem that needs to be addressed. Because, again, if apps start making these files bigger, which is the case, not one of them made it smaller, okay? Not one of them made it smaller. They all made it bigger. So this is going to result in bigger planner sizes, bigger file sizes, bigger note sizes. And I mean, it can be said, and has been said, that a lot of these apps weren't designed with digital planning in mind. And I understand that. However, when you think about note taking, okay, let's take an average med student, right? It makes sense for them to have like diagrams of anatomy, teacher's notes, syllabus from the class, all this stuff. It would make sense for them to use as inserted images in their notes. So yes, it's not planning apps, but they are being used that way by a lot of people. So I don't have the answers yet, you guys. I'm just as in the dark as you are. I more so now because I was like, I had only experienced this in Zinnia, and now it's starting to pop up in all of these other apps. I don't get it. I need to send an email to that dude at Zinnia, who I don't know if he wants his name stated, so I'm not going to say it. But I need to send him a note and be like, yo, dude, I've been kind of riding your butt on this a little bit, but it looks like it's a bigger problem than I thought. So I don't have the answers, guys. As I do get any intel, you know I'll bring it here. If you guys have any information on this, please leave it in the comments because your girl is confused. And if this is going to be the way that it is across the board now, I might as well jump ship right over to Zinnia, because if Goodnotes is now doing it too, and that's my only thing holding me back, then I guess I ain't held back no more. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I wish I had more concrete information. All I got is the receipts here that you saw me do one of them. So I don't know. Hopefully it gets resolved, and hopefully as we progress through the year, we don't start experiencing a lot of the crashes and data loss that has plagued some people with some certain apps. You know what I mean? All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you guys do want to talk about this live, you can come down to any one of my Twitch streams. We end up going off on some planner app tangents over there. The link is in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!